Today we're going to talk about the SD-200D light, and let me just say this thing is really bright with 200 watts of power, but is it a good fit for you? I tell you what, let me see if I can make this decision a little easier for you. Let's get to it. Let's talk a little bit about the light. First of all, it's an all plastic construction for the main body of the light. It does have a nice robust handle on the top here, and it does have little edges on the side to sort of maybe help with an impact if it does fall. This is not a rental house quality light that's all metal and it's designed to be bashed and beaten around. This is definitely going to be for a private user. The menu system and controls on this light are pretty simple. You have a power button. You have a mode button. That'll switch between rotate or sort of a manual mode, slave mode, master mode, and then app control. You have a sort of a dial and button in the center here, and that'll switch between your different intensities or your Kelvin of your light. Okay, so this is a bicolor light. So right now we're at 5600 Kelvin. That's sort of the cool light that would come out of this. Okay, and all we have to do is just push the button and you're waiting till it blinks. All right, and so you can blinking there. We can switch the Kelvin of the light. We can take it down to 3400, which would be sort of a warm light. All right, and we can switch it up to 5600, and that'll sort of get you that cool blue. All right, now I typically use this at around 5000. If you push the button in the center, you'll notice it's blinking up here. That'll be the intensity of the light, and we can go all the way up here to 100, and it's super bright at this level. And you'll notice, in fact, it's almost impossible. I can't even look at the LED. It is really just super, super bright. The LCD panel is nice and bright and easy to view, even at extreme angles. It includes a nice locking power plug, so you don't have to worry about that disconnecting. The adjustment knobs on the left and right are really nice. They give a nice firm grip on there. Even when I had that really big diffuser on there, it was not, I didn't have to really load down on these to get it to hold. Just nice and snug, and it was absolutely fine. The power pack on this light is rather large and it's a little bit heavy, so keep that in mind, but it does have a really generous 19.5-foot cord. You're just going to want to Velcro this or strap this into the stand so it's not dangling on the ground. This light does include a Bowens reflector, and let me just say that this is really thick and well built. This does not feel like a cheap reflector that you often get in a budget light. This is definitely have a little bit more quality. It's got a lot of the ripples in here, nice, strong, heavy-duty mount, and it does a really nice job here. Look how intense it brings up the light, just sort of honing that light now. Look at the difference between that and that. It's kind of crazy. And if I take the diffuser off, now it is really bright, and this light right now is only at 5%. One of my favorite features of this light is the app control, and you can download the app for Android or for Apple, and once you do, you just go into your phone, and you're going to click the GVM2 LED app. You're going to get to this main screen here, and then once you're in, you're going to see BT LED, and you're going to go ahead and connect. And there you go. So we're all set, and this light, because it's on app, is all pre-programmed in. So watch, I can change the intensity of the light just by turning a dial. It's super simple. You can change the Kelvin of the light, so you can go to that sort of cool blue light, to the warm light, anywhere in between. If you want, you can just hit power on the center. That turns it off. So this could come in really handy. Now, if you have a preset scene that maybe you like, you're doing a video shoot and you just constantly have maybe a couple different scenes that you want, you can just program that in and just go to My Scenes, and then you'll just pop those in to whatever you like. In full disclosure, GVM sent me this light for review. I am not paid for my opinion, and GVM has no influence over the content. There are several accessories that you're going to need, or I suggest, for this light. The first is you're going to need some stands for this light. I would recommend getting 2 stands, one that's sort of short with wide feet. That'll get you a nice low position for the light. That way you can set it behind a chair or a table or something like that. And then I would recommend a stand that's going to get you to about eye level, so you can get a nice, on the face, or, to a wider area. The second thing that I think you're definitely going to need for this light is a diffuser. Although the diffuser on here does work, it's not nearly as soft or as nice a light as having a sort of cloth diffuser. And there's a couple ways to go with this. You can get a really nice big octagonal one like this that sort of is big, but it'll focus the light light into like a sort of a more narrow band, or you can get one of these really kind of shallow and wide ones that'll sort of cast the light over a bigger area. The third thing I would recommend is a padded carrying case or bag for this light. The light is made of plastic, and it is pretty durable. It is thick plastic, but having a padded carrying case will just allow it to be thrown in the car a little easier and not risking any scratches or damage. Another accessory I would highly recommend for this light, just to give you a little bit more flexibility and versatility with the light, is to add a reflector barn door setup. And what that'll do is it basically will just hook onto the reflector. All right, and then you can add in gels. This is how we used to do it in the old days. We used to use gels on our light, and then with like a color gel on here, now you can take your white light and add color to it. And these kits are super inexpensive. I think this entire kit was like $25, $30. My final thoughts for this light are that I think it's fantastic bang for the buck. You're going to be really hard pressed to find a light of this intensity and brightness, 200 watts of power, has a 20-foot cord, it has locking connectors, has a really easy and simple menu system. You can change the Kelvin of the light, so you have that nice bicolor feature. You have the app control, which GVM has done a fantastic job with. The mount here is really easy, even with this really heavy and big diffuser. Look, I barely have to tighten it down. It'll hold its position. Look at that, it just stays. So overall, I think they've done a really fantastic job. And I think you'd probably have to spend about 3 times the price to get a light of the similar quality with that metal build construction or maybe rental house quality. So you're a little bit of a compromise here, being that it is plastic construction. But other than that, the body, it's great. If you have questions regarding this light or this video, do me a favor, leave it down below. I will try to get back to it within about 24 hours. If you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe down below. You know it totally blows my mind. It gets me super excited to produce this content for you. But until that next video, I'm out.